Hey guys, it's Sean again, and I'd like to welcome you to class number 2 of Shit I Never Knew. We are going to go through TPMS 201. Actually, this is going to be the advanced course because we already did 401. If you don't know what that stands for, it stands for Tire Pressure Monitoring System, or as we like to call it, tire pressure mystical sinking. The key word is mystical and sinking. What happens is, and we'll get back to that, when you order up your wheels and tires and you say, yep, throw in the TPMS sensors, I need some of them, because anything 2007 and newer requires TPMS sensors to be put in your wheels and tires by law. So you can add them, and what happens is we take these little guys here and we actually install them. It's a screwed together into the valve stem, which is a special valve stem for TPMS sensors, and they're inside the wheels and tires when you order them, and that's how they come to you. So if you can imagine, inside your wheel is that little paddle I just showed you, and it goes round and round and round and round because it's attached to the valve stem. And the whole concept is this little guy sends out an RF signal to the computer, CPU, in your truck, which then tells your dash what your pressures are, PSI, in each tire. Or if you have one of the less fancy schmancy versions, it gives you this stupid flat tire thing that says that you don't have enough pressure in one of your tires. Good luck finding it. This one will actually tell you which tire has what pressure. Great concept. It's for people that can't tell that they have no air in their tires. So when you come outside and you see a flat tire, don't worry, it might not be. Check your TPMS, because don't go by the obvious. But I'm not going to get mad. I'm actually going to erase that so I don't anger myself. So the government decided that the solution to save everybody's lives is to have required TPMS sensors. If you don't put them in and you've got a newer vehicle, your light's going to be on all the time. It's probably going to ding at you. I found out that the 04 Lincoln Navigator decided to jump the gun and put them in. And because they're so highly sophisticated, they also will ding at you every 20 miles. They'll start screaming at you that you don't have sensors or they're not working, which is a real joy if you don't have sensors for 5 or 6 hours on a road trip. Here's the problem. Mystical sinking. When we put them in your wheels and tires for you, we can't make this happen because we don't have your truck. Remember how this goes, right? We don't have this part. We only have this part because we're going to ship them on over to you. Let's get a wheel in there. Fancy dub ballers. Dub. So we'll put them in there, and we activate them and test them, and we make sure that they're live and ready to rock and roll. But you can't sync them to the vehicle. You can't make this happen until they get to you. And the way to do that, there's a couple of different ways, and every vehicle has its own little idiosyncrasies. You have to basically bolt it on the vehicle, and this is why we can't do it ahead of time, and then take one of these fancy ass TPMS tools. We bought the TS401, which sounds really badass. And when we started having problems here at the shop, we went crazy and got the TS601, 200 more of that. So now it's got a bunch more buttons and it's a color screen, and still works about exactly the same, but it costs 4 times more, so we felt better about it. We have been fighting with sensors all week. So these are all my ones that I couldn't get to work, because here's what's going on. We didn't know enough about sensors, because before today, it was shit I didn't know, but now I know, so I'm going to tell you. Listen to this. A Lincoln Navigator 03 to 06 TPMS. First step, inflate all tires to a listed pressure on the placard, which is inside your door usually. Turn the ignition off, and then to run, position 3 times, ending in the run position. Sorry. Press and release the brake pedal, turn the ignition back to off, and then to run 3 more times. The horn will honk, and then your TPMS does a bunch of shit. I'm not kidding. That is exactly what it says. This, and that's a Lincoln Navigator. If you have a Chevy, you engage the parking brake, turn the ignition to on, turn the run AC mode with the engine off though, so ignition on but with no engine on. Press the remote transmitter key, lock, unlock buttons at the same time, for 5 seconds. The horn will then honk twice, and then you can go and start letting air out of your tires until magical stuff happens. See the mystical syncing thing? So here's what I just want to share with you. It's very simple. We and anybody else can put the sensors in there, but we can't sync them. So all you have to do when you get them is you put them on and you go to you can pull up those instructions, and if you're really good at this, you can do it yourself and just sync them up. A lot of times they do need the tool, so you can go to any shop, a reputable shop. A lot of dealers have been good for us because they've done these time and time again. It should be $20 to $40 to do the whole vehicle. Always get a quote ahead of time. If they tell you it's more than that, go to a different shop. They're totally out of their minds. It does not take more than that. If it's $45, get over it. But it's about $20 to $40. And that tool, when they go around, we need to get those back on the truck. So now they do have your vehicle. They will go around to each sensor, and they'll just push the fancy button, and it wakes it up. And it tells it to go ahead and start sending the signal in learn mode. And then they'll go and put your vehicle in learn mode. And on a new Chevy, all you have to do is go to the TPMS screen and you hold in the check mark, and it'll jump into learn mode. And then once you have it in learn mode, you go to each one starting at the front left, and you hit the fancy button here again, and it will honk and learn that tire. You go to the next one, hit the fancy button, hold it by the sensor, to honk, learn that one, next one, and it's done. The thing is taught, and you're ready to roll down the road. And that's why I'm telling you, anything over $20, $40 for these is ridiculous. You shouldn't pay it. Here's the problem. If you're like my wife and you want a fancy Lexus, oh my God, a fancy Lexus, it's way faster than that. Here, we'll make it a Lexus. A Lexus, once you put them on, has to be completely reprogrammed in the software with a computer for that car. It's like $130, $140. So know that there are exceptions, and if they tell you have to use a fancy computer with software at a dealership, you might be in that boat, and then you've got to pay more. And this is why it's mystical, and it's also frustrating, because every frickin' vehicle is different. Here's another one I want to share with you that we've learned today. This is an OEM sensor. So this is the same one that GM put in the stock wheels. This is made specifically for a thin aluminum or a steel stock wheel. If you put this in some of the thicker wheels that are on the market right now, this is not set with a high enough frequency for me to come up with the tool and read it through that thicker wheel. So what happens is I can't trigger this thing. Now the good news is there's many vehicles that you can just go around, and instead of using that tool, you go to the manual method. So on a Silverado for 07 to 11, we know now, you can actually simply put the vehicle in learn mode by hop, skipping, jumping, flipping, and doing whatever it said on there. And then you go and you just start letting air out. So you let air out for like 5 to 30 seconds, and all of a sudden, sometime in there, the truck will honk at you. You go on to the next one, let air out of that one, it'll honk at you. Go on to the next one, let the air out of that one, it'll honk. It'll learn all four. You'll be able to see on the dash or see that the light went out. Now you can go around and repressurize them to 35 or whatever you choose to run, what's on the placard on the door. My point today is, this is not easy. If you gave it a shot out in the driveway and you can't get it, there's a good chance that you can't get it. It's impossible, and you need one of these tools. This tool, I think on Amazon, is like $200. You could buy this, or you could go pay somebody $20 to just program your sensors. The other catch is whenever you do a tire rotation, it's best to program them if you have the ones that tell you how much pressure is in each one, because when you move them, it can't relearn them until you go around in learn mode and activate again and reposition them. This new expensive one came with a bigger box full of crap, and the reason is it actually came with the OBD2 connectors, because some of the newer vehicles and some of the fancy overseas import stuff, that shit's got to be programmed. So you actually have to go around to the sensors. This tool learns the serial number, or the I think it's the serial number of each sensor. Then you have to plug into the vehicle, copy and paste and overwrite those serial numbers into that vehicle's computer. So if that doesn't explain why we can put these in your wheels and tires but we can't program them to your vehicle, I don't know what the hell to tell you. But I hope you also hear me saying that these are frustrating little bastards, but they're a must-have, and it's just part of changing the wheels and tires on your vehicle. It's something you have to deal with. My suggestion is stay calm, stay at it, and you will get them. In a lot of shops, you may want to copy and paste the link for this video and bring it on over to the shop if they're on round 2 of trying to get your sensors to work, because a lot of them don't even realize that it is this complex and it's not just a slam dunk. I found a website, which I'm going to share with you. We'll put it in the comments also on the video, but it's TPMSdirect.com. If you go on there, they have learn procedures on that website. You can find your year, make, and model, and it'll give you a full page write-up on how to hop on one left foot and swing your arms around and make funny noises, and then suddenly the vehicle mystically will learn them. That's been a really big help for us, because every vehicle is different. You'll see thousands of pages of learn procedures, but they've got them all laid out for you. I hope that helps. This has been the week of TPMS for us, because everything had run smoothly up until now and every vehicle just did what we wanted it to, and for some reason just recently we've got one after another that's just freaking weird. And I hope that helps. That should give you a couple resources. Remember, let us know what shit you don't know that you wish you knew about the wheel and tire industry, and we'll keep coming at you with it. But hopefully this helps out. If you check our YouTube, youtube.com/custom offsets, you'll see that we have another TPMS video that gets into the 101, the 201 stuff, but this is more of the syncing and the 401. I hope that helps. Good luck. Don't do it by yourself. Don't let your friends drive without TPMS, and good luck.